Hey guys, what's going on? This is Travis P11. I'm telling you, this is turning into my daily gun blog, I think, from what's going on here. Interesting situation here. I had a Patreon patron reach out to me. I'm going to keep his name anonymous, but he made a really good point here. He says, Hi Travis, did you see the new fees that Patreon is planning to start adding to pledges? What are your thoughts? I'm currently supporting 8 channels for between $1 to $5 per month. So if my math is up to par, I'll be paying an extra $3.26 per month. On a $1 pledge, they're adding a 38-cent fee. That's on top of the 5% that they're taking out of your end, which makes it cost 43 cents to give somebody 95 cents. Most small retailers pay 3% to process credit cards or a 35% fee to process a debit card. Why is Patreon sticking us with both on top of their 5%? I understand that this means creators will be getting more, but it kind of screws the rest of us, and that's a very good point. What if instead you each post a mailing address and the rest of us just drop some cash in an envelope to mail you? That just cost me a stamp and you save the 5%. Thank you. That is a very, very interesting point. And that almost seems like the better way to go because of how much we're losing. I mean, you can get yourself a little 15-cent stamp, if you could just put $1 in there and put it in the mail and send it. I guess part of it, maybe there's kind of a tackiness behind asking for just send me cash. But if you contribute to your Patreon, you can control the amount. We can talk to each other. We can converse. I can post exclusive content and so on. But I see exactly where you're coming from. Personally, I don't feel like if you're contributing to Patreon, if you're contributing to a content creator, that you should get charged a processing fee. I think that's wrong, okay? I'm just going to get that out right now. So I did a little bit of digging around, and these are new changes that started kicking in or will be kicking in on December 18th of 2017. So here's what Patreon says is going to be going on. So this affects anybody that contributes to Patreon, and this affects anybody that's creating content and receives any kind of payout on Patreon. It says, with this update, creators will now take home exactly 95% of every pledge with no additional fees. In the past, a creator's income on Patreon varied because of processing fees every month. They could lose anywhere from 7 to 15% of their earnings to these fees. This means creators actually took home a lower percentage of pledges than their patrons may have realized. A new service fee of 2.9% or 35 cents will be paid by patrons for each individual pledge starting on December 18th. This restructuring allows creators to take home a greater portion of their earnings, which is a quarter a mission of getting creators paid. I don't agree to that at all. If you're going to sign up and donate $1 a month, I do feel like that dollar, okay, Patreon takes their 5% or their 10% and then gives the rest to the content creator. The problem is that it's not that easy. And the issue that Patreon runs into is the fees that are charged to move the money from the contributor to the from the patron, okay, to the Patreon content person, and then the fee that goes on from the Patreon content person to that person's bank account. There's like 2 middlemen that this money has to go through, and that's what Patreon is trying to do. They're trying to set it up so that they're not paying as much for those 2 transactions. They're trying to balance out the cost. Now, it's not balanced to charge people that want to contribute to your account a service fee. Okay, I don't agree with that at all. I wish there was an easier way. I wish there was a better way. I'll just say this right now. If you want to just send me $1 every month and put a 10-cent stamp on there, I'm not going to say no to that. I have no problem with that at all. In fact, I think that would really free up a lot of the issues that are going on. I mean, I could have a Patreon account and post content without even having anybody contribute to my account, without even receiving a dime. So I can still take advantage of what Patreon has to offer. There's a convenience to it for the content creator. There's an infrastructure that exists. There's a cost with administrating all of this, but it does seem a little bit steep, especially when you're looking at a 38-cent fee to send 95 cents. It just doesn't make sense to me. So is it wrong? Yes, it is. Are there other options for it? Hey, I would not be opposed to having somebody just send me cash direct if they want to. Again, it's all going to go back into the channel anyway, so it doesn't make any difference to me. But I wanted to address that and just let you know that it does bother me. It does concern me. And this is something that hasn't even kicked in yet. And they do talk about their payment processing fees and how much PayPal charges per nickel of transaction and how much Stripe charges per 1.9% or 30 cents per transaction. So it seems very confusing and it seems kind of messed up. And really it is. The fact that they're now going to ask people that contribute to your account to pay a fee, I don't think that should happen at all. Personally, I would be happy to take more of a cut myself if it offset that 38 cents that the person contributing to me would have to pay, because you're giving it freely. It's just not right. I don't agree with it at all. So I don't know where to go with it from here. I mean, I think you're probably going to have some angry letters from Patreon content creators that are going to be going out to Patreon. I think you're going to have a lot of people that'll start dropping off because they don't want to pay a 38% tax on a dollar that they're donating to a channel. I mean, that's just insane. There are other areas out there. You know, you've got your super chats, but you lose a pretty decent percentage to that too. Also, don't forget if you contribute to super chats and then also watching videos that us YouTube content creators have monetized, we have to pay income tax once we push past a certain income threshold on that money that we make, because they don't take out state and they don't take out federal taxes on your W-2s when you get them for Google. You're listed as a Google employee, and then there's a chunk of it that you have to pay in if you make past a certain amount. You can't get away with that. You don't want to do tax evasion, so we actually end up having to pay even more too. So those few pennies per 100 minutes of view time that you get as a content creator, it really doesn't, you lose even more when it comes tax time. Now, I know I could be marketing myself more, I could be merchandising myself more, I could be out there more on social media, but I limit myself to what I have time to do as a content creator, and what's, you know, what's convenient for me, and what I can do with a little bit of the few minutes I have every day to do stuff like this, and then on the weekends when I make the videos and so on. So, man, it's just a headache. So, you know, I'm going to say something right now. If my patrons wanted to stop contributing to my account because of that 38-cent fee, no harm, no foul. No problems with me. No skin off. But you don't want to do it. Hey, I'm not going to think anything less of you if you decide that you don't want to contribute to my channel anymore. Am I going to lose some patrons? I could. There might be people that just say, look, man, I'm not going to pay that. Especially if you're supporting multiple channels, it really starts to add up. Every dollar adds up. So if you leave me as a patron supporter, that's fine. I mean, I'm going to continue to keep using Patreon and keep, you know, pushing exclusive content. You can still follow me on Patreon. Obviously, I don't want to see anybody go, but, you know, it happens. So that's pretty much it. That's my take on it. I'm trying to take a complicated system with money and fees and percentages and try to keep it in simple terms that anybody can understand. So thank you for that question. Thank you for that concern. All I'm going to say is I'm going to stay with Patreon. If you want to send money direct, bro, I will be happy to give you an address. I will not turn down $1. I'll tell you that right now. From viewers. All right, let's just get that out. And so if you decide to leave, I'm not going to think anything less of you. I have shifted over some of the channels that I have contributed to in the past. Those channels have gotten bigger and their revenues increased. I've actually left and gone to smaller channels and moved my money over too, because I pay so much every month as a contributor to quite a few gun channels on YouTube. Well, not quite a few, but a few. All right. So I try to spread my money around a little bit the best I can. So that's it. That's it, guys. Hey, if you like what you saw here, please like or subscribe. Again, if you're a Patreon person, look up the fine details, look at the fine print of what you're going to be charged. If you're a content creator, look at what you're going to get or what you're not going to get. And you should always have a basic idea as to what happens with your money. Okay, so guys, that's it. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. More videos coming. I'll probably upload a new video tomorrow. I've got Caliber Corner coming up on Saturday at 8 a.m. We're going to talk about our recommendations for firearms coming from 3 or 4 different price points, what we think you should look at for the holidays. And again, I'll keep bringing you range tests and tabletop reviews and cleaning videos and all that fun stuff. So guys, that's it. I will talk to you all soon. I want you to have fun. I want you to be safe. And as you know, I will talk to you soon. All right, goodbye.